Hi, this is Britt Dahlbeck, and this is my video blog for Counseling 546 Psychopathology. So this week, looking at psychopathology, which is, as Kring and Johnson in 2018 state, it is the study of the nature and development and treatment of psychological disorders. Taken from a Christian worldview, it really looks at that developmental piece, and that would be the why. Why do psychological disorders exist? And why does God allow them to happen? And the truth is that we live in a sinful world. And I think some of the best explanation and talking about that was really in the video that Dr. Dumont in 2020 did this week, and where she talked about how we live in a fallen world. And the result of living in a fallen world means that there will be diseases and disorders, and that we will have afflictions, both physical and mental, because of the original sin. So when I started to look at the Bible and really look at how it talks about abnormalities, the Bible does not shy away from abnormalities. It talks a lot about original sin and how this life will be difficult. It is going to be tough, and there's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to be abnormalities and maladaptions. There's going to be things that physically and mentally go wrong because we are imperfect beings living in an imperfect world. Our hope is that we are looking towards living in our eternal home, where our bodies will be made whole and perfect. So a couple of those different verses that I really gravitated towards is the English Standard Version of Psalms 34:19, which says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of all them." John 16:33 says, "I have said these things to you. Trust in me that you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulations, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I think that last verse really sums it up, that we will have trials and tribulations, and there will be things that go wrong in this life, but that Jesus overcame the world, and that he is our hope. And we have a hope that we will live eternally with him, and we will be made perfect. So when I looked at the secular view of abnormalities, it took me back to kind of the medical model of looking at psychopathology and really searching out the symptoms and the reasons why, and looking at how to treat the individual. It's very individualistic, and something that I think can happen with that is that it feels sometimes with a diagnosis that a client may feel that it is their fault. That this is happening to them, and they are compared on a scale of normal to abnormal. And the truth is that normal is not perfect. Normal is still sinful. And so I think that's an important distinction to look at. And I also am very encouraged by the latest research that's been going on spirituality and a belief in God, and how important that is in mental health, in both keeping mental health and also treating mental health disorders. There was a research article that I found by Ross Marin and et al. in 2013, and it was the relationship of belief in God in psychiatric treatment outcomes. That was an important study because it showed that higher beliefs in God were associated with a reduction in depression and self-harm, and they showed that there was just a greater overall improvement in psychological health and well-being during the treatment process. And I think that's really important for us as counselors in training to recognize just how important spirituality can be, and giving people a hope in a better future, and letting them know that they can live their best life here on earth, always looking towards that perfect life in heaven. Thanks so much.